The DP World, which is headquartered in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, is a multinational logistics company that specializes in cargo logistics, port terminal operations, maritime services, and free trade zones. The company operates in 76 countries across 6 continents and has more than 300 business units. So why is it controversial? Let's find out in today's episode. Hello and welcome back to our channel where we bring you the latest news about the world's wealthiest people, businesses, and organizations. They offer a full suite of integrated logistics services that covers every step of the supply chain, from storage and transportation to customs brokerage, documentation, technology-enabled services, and specialized services. What are those grounds? Let's find out. Although DP World is generally considered to be a well-respected and successful company, there are some doubts about its operations and activities. Some believe that since DP World is a foreign company, there are doubts about how much of a positive impact its operations will have on the country's economy. This includes ensuring that workers are treated fairly, that prices are reasonable, and that the company is contributing to the social and economic development of the community. By working collaboratively and addressing any concerns that arise, can ensure that DP World's presence continues to be a positive force for the country. Some critics argue that the transfer of control of an important port in the country to a foreign company is a threat to the country's sovereignty and national security. Some critics argue that DP World is not forthcoming enough about its operations, and that it does not adequately consult with stakeholders or respond to their concerns. Some critics argue that DP World has a history of violating workers' rights and that the company does not do enough to ensure that its contractors comply with international labor standards, and that it prioritizes the interests of its shareholders over the needs of the local community. Finally, one of the criticisms of DP World is that the agreements made with the company may not be in the best interest of the country. Some critics argue that DP World may prioritize its own interests over the interests of the country, and that the company may use its position to manipulate trade routes or exploit workers. To address these concerns, it is important to ensure that DP World is subject to the same regulations and laws as domestic companies, and that the company is held accountable for its actions. The government should regularly review the agreements with DP World to ensure that they are in the best interest of the country, that the company is complying with all applicable laws and regulations. Additionally, an independent body should be established to monitor DP World's activities and ensure that they are in the best interest of the country. Some critics argue that DP World's activities have led to an increase in port costs, which has negatively impacted local businesses. Please share your thoughts with us in the comments below. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. We'd love to have you back for the next episode. Until then, take care and remember to stay tuned for more updates. And that the company has not done enough to support the growth of local suppliers and contractors. To address these concerns, DP World should implement measures to ensure that local businesses are able to compete for contracts and that they are not disadvantaged by the company's operations. For example, the company could provide incentives for local businesses to work with DP World, or it could establish a procurement policy that gives preference to local suppliers. Additionally, DP World should invest in the development of the local economy by creating job opportunities and supporting local charities and community groups. By taking these measures, DP World can demonstrate its commitment to being a responsible corporate citizen and can mitigate the negative impacts of its activities on the local economy. To address these concerns, DP World should adopt a zero-tolerance policy towards any form of forced labor or other human rights abuses and should conduct regular audits of its supply chain to ensure that its contractors comply with these standards. Additionally, the company should establish a mechanism for workers to raise concerns without fear of retaliation and should provide training to managers on labor rights and international standards. By taking these measures, DP World can demonstrate its commitment to protecting the rights of its workers and ensuring that its operations are socially responsible. To improve transparency and accountability, DP World should publish regular reports on its performance and financial results and should make these reports easily accessible to the public. The company should also establish a clear process for addressing stakeholder concerns and should be willing to engage in open and honest dialogue. Additionally, DP World should be subject to regular audits by an independent third party to ensure that it is operating in a transparent and accountable manner. They worry that DP World may prioritize the interests of its shareholders over the needs of the country, and that it may use its control over the port to manipulate trade routes or exploit workers. To address these concerns, it is important to ensure that DP World is held accountable to the same standards as domestic companies, and that it is subject to the same laws and regulations. The company should be required to disclose its ownership structure and any conflicts of interest, and should be prohibited from engaging in anti-competitive or exploitative practices. Additionally, independent regulatory bodies should be established to oversee DP World's activities and ensure that they are in the best interest of the country. By taking these measures, we can ensure that DP World does not pose a threat to the country's sovereignty and national security. They argue that foreign companies often prioritize the interests of their shareholders over the needs of the local community, and that this can lead to job losses and reduced investment in local infrastructure. Moreover, many have expressed concerns about the government's agreement with DP World and the transfer of control of the port to a foreign company. Critics say that this deal gives DP World too much power, and that the company could use its position to exploit workers or manipulate trade routes for its own benefit. In fact, the company believes that trade can change the world and has the potential to raise living standards, connect people, and build strong economies. However, it's important to note that DP World is a highly reputable and experienced company with a proven track record of successfully managing port operations in various countries around the world. The company has a strong commitment to sustainability and corporate social responsibility, and has a history of investing in the communities where it operates. While it is true that foreign companies can sometimes prioritize their own interests over the needs of the local community, DP World has demonstrated a willingness to work collaboratively with local stakeholders to develop mutually beneficial solutions. DP World was established on September 28, 2005, following a merger between Dubai Ports International and Dubai Ports Authority. Since taking over the management of the port, the company has invested heavily in upgrading facilities, improving efficiency, and enhancing security measures. These investments have resulted in increased trade and economic activity, as well as the creation of new jobs and business opportunities. Furthermore, DP World has a track record of treating its employees fairly and ensuring that they are paid competitive wages and provided with adequate training and benefits. The company has also made efforts to engage with the local community and support various social and environmental initiatives. Overall, DP World has a positive track record and has demonstrated a commitment to operating in a socially responsible manner. While it is important to be aware of the potential risks of foreign involvement in critical infrastructure, it is also important to recognize the benefits that DP World has brought to the country. The company's expertise and resources have helped to improve the efficiency and competitiveness of the port, which has had a positive impact on the local economy. Additionally, DP World has a strong track record of sustainability and corporate social responsibility, which suggests that they will continue to invest in the community and create long-term value for all stakeholders. The company's history dates back to 1996, when the government of Dubai decided to establish a modern port authority to manage the Emirates' growing maritime trade. The Dubai Ports Authority was created in 1996 and played a key role in developing Dubai into a major shipping and logistics hub. In 1999, Dubai Ports Authority was reorganized and restructured with the establishment of two commercial entities, Dubai Ports International and Dubai Ports Management. Dubai Ports International focused on the development and operation of ports and terminals outside the UAE, while Dubai Ports Management continued to manage the ports and terminals within the UAE. In 2005, the two companies merged to form DP World. Over the years, DP World has grown rapidly, both organically and through acquisitions. Today, it is one of the largest port operators in the world, with a network of more than 300 business units in over 76 countries. If you're not yet subscribed, make sure to subscribe so that you never miss any of our fascinating episodes. In today's episode, we will talk about one of the largest port operators in the world, DP World. But before moving ahead, let's take a quick look at some of the things the company does. DP World provides smart end-to-end logistics solutions that add value to global trade for businesses, governments, and individuals. Now let's discuss why it's controversial. Despite all the good work that DP World is doing, it faces criticism on several grounds. Well, these criticisms are understandable and reflect the concerns that many people have about the role of foreign companies in the country. In fact, DP World has already made significant contributions to the development of the country's port infrastructure. That being said, it is still important to monitor DP World's activities and ensure that they are operating in the best interest of the country. Having said that, here are some of the most common criticisms of DP World. Take a look. No. 1. Ownership and control. One of the main criticisms of DP World is related to its ownership and control. Number 2. Lack of transparency and accountability. Another criticism of DP World is that its operations are not transparent enough, that the company is not held accountable for its actions. Number 3. Employment and labor rights. One of the criticisms of DP World is that the company does not do enough to protect the labor rights of its workers. Number 4. Impact on trade and economy. Another criticism of DP World is that the company does not do enough to support local businesses. 5. Protection of national interests. So that's a wrap on today's episode. Hope you enjoyed learning about DP World and the criticisms it faces.